There was a remarkable moment today in the Saskatchewan legislature as the outgoing Speaker of the House, Randy Weeks, rose in the legislature to accuse the government House Leader of intimidation and harassment.
When I became Speaker, the intimidating and harassing text messages began immediately, trying to influence my rulings. My experience with the government House Leader in the chambers includes threatening gestures whenever I ruled against him during session. As I passed the government lounge, Reg Downs, special advisor to the Premier, came out of the lounge and lunged at me, nearly hitting me, and stamped his feet very aggressively. And the government House Leader flaunted the rules concerning weapons when he brought a hunting rifle into the legislative building. He owns many weapons, including a .223 AR-style 4-shot clip, lightweight, which looks like an assault weapon.
The CBC's Adam Hunter is in Regina to catch us up on what was quite a day. Adam, I have never seen a speaker do something like that in a parliament at any level. I mean, what exactly happened here?
Well, I'll give the people a background here. So Randy Weeks has been an MLA for the Saskatchewan Party for more than 24 years. In December, he lost his nomination. And in the last number of months, the dynamic between the House Leader on the government side, Jeremy Harrison, and some of the government members and the Speaker has only gotten worse. He read a text message from the Finance Minister after one of his rulings that was critical of one of his rulings. He read that on the record in the House. I'd never seen anything like that before. And then last night, Randy Weeks posted on social media about just after 10 o'clock locally, a picture of his Saskatchewan Party membership card cut in half with the caption, "Enough is enough." So this was brewing, something was brewing. All the reporters, I know a lot of people in the building were kind of expecting Mr. Weeks to say something in his final speech as Speaker, and he did just that, as you heard some of his remarks there, making some explosive claims against the government House Leader, wanting to bring a gun into the office, also constant harassment and bullying, he's claiming, through text messaging. He also said that around the caucus table, he heard from some of his caucus colleagues that there was an effort to get him ousted. So a lot of frustration came through from the minister. Here's a little bit more of what Mr. Randy Weeks had to say.
I ruled against him in the Assembly. He will start yelling at me and standing up and flashing a suit jacket. As the gestures and behavior became more aggressive, I worried that he might be carrying a handgun.
Wow, we were very stunned to hear that in the press gallery, as you can imagine, David. Something none of us expected. We had heard about claims of bullying, harassment, text messaging, things like that. But some of the things that Randy Weeks, the Speaker, came out to say and disclose in the House for the first time were really shocking. We asked the Premier afterwards what he thought of this, whether he knew anything about some of the claims of Mr. Harrison wanting to bring a gun into the building. He said he didn't know any of that. Premier Moe, really saying that this is sour grapes from a man who lost his nomination. He said that up to December 14th, he really wanted to be part of the party, and that changed, and he said a lot of this is new to him.
It's quite the series of allegations to make at him, and of course he said it in the legislature, so he has he has immunity from parliamentary privilege there. Did he say anything outside afterwards? Did he speak to reporters and explain himself?
Yeah, as David, as you know, the Speaker across the country really don't do a lot of interviews. We rarely get interviews with the Speaker unless it's something informal. But he did do one-on-one interviews with the media following question period today and the last day. And you mentioned the point of privilege, and that's a good point. I was about to make it. He didn't really want to elaborate on some of the claims he made in the House, specifically when it comes to guns, and also some of the intimidation that he says, physical intimidation, and wanting to name anyone about that. But he did say that he felt the government has gotten arrogant over the years, that they're not listening to people, that they've gone further right under Scott Moe than they were under Brad Wall, and even pointed to a controversial Bill 137 here in Saskatchewan, which the government coined the Parental Rights Bill. Weeks said last year's emergency session, where they used the notwithstanding clause around naming and pronoun usage in schools, he said that was unnecessary, that was unneeded, that was to solve a political problem. And this is still a Saskatchewan Party MLA representing people in a constituency for the next number of weeks until there's an election in the fall. So very interesting comments from the Speaker on the final day, and like you mentioned, something we've never seen before here in this province, perhaps maybe across the country anywhere.
Okay, Adam, thank you so much. That's the CBC's Adam Hunter joining us tonight from Regina.